Hi everyone, it's time for today's video based on New York Times connection game. It's basically a game where you create four groups of four words from 16 given words. You have seen the thumbnail, so you know what the first group we are discussing is. Watch to the end of this video and I will also tell you the other three groups of four words, what each word means, and what they have in common. The following words are for their gardening nouns and verbs. Plant. Now, plant, of course, to garden, when you're gardening, plant is where you plant a seed, right? You plant a tree. And plant has many, many meanings. So the verb plant means that I'm going to plant a thought in your head. I'm going to plant something here, and it's usually creating, originating. Who do you think planted this idea in your head? I did, right? Evil. Planting a seed, planting an idea. And then we have the sort of a noun from plantation, where, there's a large group of plants, like plantation is usually for like sugar cane or something. You have plantations. And then plant as a noun has many meanings. Of course, plant, to plant, and then you have the plant, right? Your house is full of nice plants, or a plant can be a tree, is a type of a plant. And some people, vegetarians eat plants. So that's one type of plant. But then plant can be like a facility that you make stuff in. This is a manufacturing plant. This is an advertising plant. It's a place that things happen in there, like a factory, like a plant. But then plant could also mean like a spy. I think he's a plant. I think he's spying for the management or something. He's a plant. And then in that, the verb of that is like, I think they planted somebody here, as in they put a spy in us, somebody who would betray us. The next word for gardening nouns and verbs is seed. For seed, seed again can be a noun and a verb. To seed, I'm going to seed this idea. I'm going to create this, originate this. Now, the thing is that seed could be, this is S-E-E-D, seed, but then it could be seed, C-E-D-E. C-E-D-E means to stop. Seed and seize, it comes from that. Now, seed and idea, right? Let's seed an idea. Now, so that's one meaning. But then seed as a noun, it can mean plant a seed, right? The little thing that you put in the ground and turns into a tree, that's a seed. So seed is usually the origin of something, right? The kernel that you use. And that's why you have in investment, you can say, do you have seed money? As in, do you have the money to start the business with? So that's another expression for seed, another meaning for seed. And, so seeds are usually, sometimes you can eat seeds, which is like, an apple has a seed in it, right? The fruit has a seed in it. Then garden nouns and verbs are water. You water plant, that's why it's gardening. To water, it's to pour water for something. Or water is the thing you drink, or you swim in, or whatever. Without it, we can't live. Now, water down, it means kind of less potent, less intense, less powerful. This is a watered down version of the story I wrote, watered down. And then, and the next one for gardening nouns and verbs is weed. Now, weed, is a thing that grows in your garden and is unwanted. It's funny because dandelion is a type of a weed, and we don't want it. When you have a wheat or fruit or whatever, you don't want weed. So weed, and then it can also be a verb, kind of weeding something out. Weed it out, W-E-E-D, out, as in take it out, take that bad thing out. Weed, of course, is another word, cannabis, pot, weed, It's very common to use weed. And then I don't want to get lost in the weeds. Weeds means kind of gory details. I don't want to go into the weeds. And yeah, so I just wanted to say that, English can be confusing, right? Like, weed and pot both means cannabis and or like plant, right? I planted a plant in a plant and a plant, or I can a can in a can, or whatever. Like, because each word can have so many meanings. English language is a million words. So it could be frustrating. It could be hard. So if you get disappointed, if you get hard, it gets hard, please continue just coming back, watching my videos, working on your English. I recommend you not to use a dictionary. Don't translate ever, but try to understand things in context. So watch movies with English subtitles, English movies with English subtitles, and know that your English is going to be better than the people who were born to it, Americans and Canadians and the British, because they were born into it, but you were really learning it actively, like I have been for the last 40 years. And you'll be amazed at how much progress you can make. Just keep coming back. Hey there, friend. Nice to meet you. I am Hamid. Sorry for the interruption. If you are enjoying this video and are looking to take your English fluency and vocabulary to the next level, I've got something special for you. I offer personalized one-on-one coaching sessions tailored to your unique goals and interests. Whether you're focusing on grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, or all around communication skills, I'm here to help you master English in a way that's fun and effective. Ready to elevate your English? Click on the link in the description below to book your session with me today. Let's embark on this journey to English mastery together. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more tips and tricks on mastering English. The following words for interrogate, examine, right? So examine means, you examine it, you examine. Did you examine the evidence? Examine, kind of look at it, assess it, to examine. Short of that is exam. Did you pass your exam? So examine. That's short for examination, which is the teacher examines your learning. You really need to examine the evidence. You really need to examine your environment. Examine, kind of just like really study it. Another word for interrogate is grill. I think that subject was thoroughly grilled. Grilled, as in really stop grilling me. Stop asking me so many questions. I don't want to answer all your questions. That's to grill. Right now, grill, of course, that's the verb. And then grill, of course, is the thing that you barbecue on. That's the grill, right? Did you turn on the grill? And the next one for interrogate is probe. We need to probe this matter first. I think I don't want to probe. That's sort of a speaking the way you say. Didn't you just get divorced? Probe, as in ask sort of sensitive questions. You should probe this matter further. We don't really have enough information. Probe. And then in that, we have the noun probe. You send a probe, right? Like NASA sends a probe to figure out other, star systems or something. You send a probe. The next word for interrogate is question. Did you question the suspect? Interrogate, a question. I have a question. Questioning, to question and a question is a question of ethics. Here is not question, but it's a matter. It's a case. And then we have this thing called questionnaire, which is you answer questions. The next group of words is transaction record, bill. Now, bill, I've done videos on bill before. Can I get the bill? Like you have your computer fixed, can I get the bill? So bill means, transaction record, does bill. But in the restaurant, you don't say, can I get the bill? You say, can I get the check? So get the check. You do a hand thing. But then bill, outside that, bill means sort of a written record of something. Humans Bill of Rights, right? Bill of Rights. And then in Congress, there are bills. This bill will help, renovate downtown area. Bill. This bill will help restore the veterinarians' health. Bill. So bill, and then bill is of course also money, dollar bill, right? It's a dollar bill. Maybe in England they call that a note. In America, it's a bill, and then of course a $1 thing. $1 is $1. But bill, if you have a bill, I give you, I don't know, $2 all in like coins here, 10 cents, 20 cents, a quarter, like five, whatever. And I'm like, can you give me this in bills? As in it's in a paper format of the money. And then the verb bill means to bill something. Can you bill it? I'd like you to see if you can bill this to my executive account. I have a business account. Can you bill that there? Bill me. So it's always about money, charging money. Next one for transaction record is invoice. Invoice me could be a verb, or can you send me an invoice? The invoice of the services rendered. I fixed your bathroom and I charged, changed your lamps and, watered your garden. So bill me, send me an invoice, okay? Or invoice me. Another transaction record is receipt, which comes from receive, receipt. Can I get a receipt for this? I just paid. I like to get a receipt. I want to use it for my, it's a business transaction. I like to get a receipt. Now, be careful. Invoice is the thing you give somebody, right? I am invoicing you. I'm giving an invoice that, I fixed your computer and I, worked on your garden. I'm giving you an invoice. Then you pay me money and then I give you a receipt. So receipt is what you get after you pay money. After you pay a fee, whatever, you get a receipt. And you can say receipt is because it comes from receipt. You can say in receipt of. I'm in receipt of a letter of invitation for this ball or gala. In receipt of, receipt. Another transaction record is statement. And you get a bank statement at the end of the month. That's a statement. Now, a statement comes from state, right? I've stated all the facts, no further statements. Sir, do you have any statement regarding the latest scandal? No further statements. This is a statement that the state made, state and a statement. But then state itself has different meanings, right? State could be E-S-T-A-T-E, state, and then, but still pronounced state. The estate of the, Lord of Buckingham state, that's estate, E-S-T-A, state. But then to state means to say, to express. And then a statement means you have no further statements, Your Honor. And then finally, these are what stock might mean, not stock, okay? Stock, not stuck. I'm stuck. Stuck means I got nowhere to go. I'm stuck. For stock, what's the stock? Well, what stock make me? Ancestry. Now, ancestry is that, my ancestors are, I don't know, I'm from Middle East or something, ancestry. So ancestry, stock could mean ancestry. Who are your, family or something, ancestry, ancestors. Broth. So stock would also mean broth. Broth is some sort of a soup, right? It's kind of a liquid food. That's a broth. It's funny, brother, B-R-O-T-H-E-R has nothing to do with broth. So this is broth and this is brother. It makes no sense. And then what stock can mean? Cattle. Now, cattle is that, in a ranch you have cattle like cows and calves and, oxes and pigs and, well, not pigs. Cattle is usually, like cows and calves and lambs and stuff like that. That's cattle. Now, that's C-A-T-T-L-E, cattle, but now it could be kettle, as in KE, double TLE, and then kettle means that the thing that you put on stove to pour water to make tea, right? And that's where we have watch kettle never boils, the expression that the kettle that you keep looking, it never boils. And then finally, stock means merchandise. And merchandise, what you have in stock. That's why you see on Amazon says out of stock, because we don't have this merchandise right now. And then that's why, we have, so yeah. So when you have that merchandise, when you don't have that merchandise is, out of stock. And merchandise means, basically goods, basically material stuff. That's all merchandise. Did you bring the merchandise? And then nowadays we use merch, kind of shorted. You like my merch, like the stuff you're selling. Another one is schwa, kind of like the stuff that companies give for free to advertise and promote them. Okay, I hope you learned something. I hope you come back to